Hi, this is Eric Michael Loyd, a master's student in clinical psychology. I was just looking on MSNBC um, in the news regarding Nebraska and that they were being really hit hard with the coronavirus. I thought a good idea to review some of these guidelines. I know I've read some of the guidelines for our state and have been trying our best to keep up with those. Um, um, Family members of mine also work in barbers and salons as well, so I'll start with that one. The following requirements found in most recently issued direct health measures (DHM) must be followed at all times if a salon or barbershop is to reopen. All clients and staff must wear a face mask at all times on site. Barbershops and salons must adhere to a maximum 10-person rule for customers or other invitees, excluding staff. Reopening barber shops and salons amid the COVID-19 pandemic will require adherence to best practices and State of Nebraska DHM guidelines to decrease the risk to staff and clients. In addition to the requirements found in the DHM as outlined above, salons and barbershops are asked to adhere to the following guidelines developed in partnership between Division of Public Health, the Department of Economic Development, the state industry leaders, and the Get Nebraska Growing Task Force. The following best practices recommendations should be used in conjunction with the current Nebraska sanitation and safety regulations for cosmetology and aesthetics and nail technology and Nebraska Board of Barber Examiners Guidelines. Visit https://barbers.nebraska.gov. These guidelines may be adjusted as necessary during the period of COVID-19. Shop owners should visit OSHA guidance on preparing workplaces for COVID-19 for additional information. Staff, stagger shifts to comply with DHM and reduce the number of persons in the shop. Whenever possible, practice social distancing between staff, redesign workflow, designate tasks and workstations to specific employees, or contact pods to minimize commingling and maximize social distancing. Enhance employee safety training and emphasizing hygiene etiquette. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Improper hand hygiene, including washing hands for at least 20 seconds, especially after going to the bathroom, before eating, and after sneezing or coughing, or after touching high-touch surfaces like door handles, chairs, and tables. I know I've been doing a lot of cleaning at my house repeatedly. um, Complete employee pre-screening, take temperature, and assess for any symptoms consistent with COVID-19 prior to starting work. Consider using stickers after fever check and a confidential symptoms log. Communicate daily with staff that they must immediately inform a manager if they feel sick or experience any symptoms, including but not limited to onset of a fever, cough, or shortness of breath. I think sleeplessness is also a symptom, but that one's not on this one. Employees who are well but who have a sick family member at home with COVID-19, either lab confirmed or clinical diagnosis, should notify their supervisor prior to the start of their work shift. I know just recently I heard on CNN that there was about a 15% error rate, meaning a false negative. Um, but I think that the work that they've done on them is great so far. Taking the test twice would reduce the likelihood down to a very, very low percentage that it's incorrect as well. The employer should consult with their local health department to assess whether there was an exposure to the family member at home. Example, if the individual takes care of a sick family member, or if there is no exposure. For example, individual resides in a separate room and bathroom before determining if it's appropriate to come into work or needs to self-quarantine. Continue to monitor health during their shift for COVID-19 symptoms, including but not limited to fever, cough, shortness of breath. If an employee becomes sick at work, send them home immediately and clean and disinfect surfaces in their workplace. Other employees and customers at the facility with close contact within 6 feet of the sick employee during this time should be considered exposed. Instruct sick employees to stay home and follow the CDC's what to do if you're sick precautions and consult with their local health department on additional guidance. Create a response plan for any instance of an employee with suspected confirmed case of COVID-19. Like, what are we going to do if? If needed, consult your local health department for additional guidance. Staff should consider bringing a change of clothes with them after their shift. Staff should keep cell phones away or in a central location with disinfecting wipes available. Disinfect the cell phones after use. I also think about computers because it's another high contact area as well. Different studies show that as well. Facility. Customer chairs must be at least 6 feet apart. Remove items that cannot be disinfected from the lobby, such as magazines, style books, etc. Utilize disposable or reusable capes. What about that? Replacing with a clean cape for every customer. Launder porous or disinfect non-porous capes. Wash in hot water and dry on high heat. Disinfect all items that contact the customer before each new customer. Station counters are an example. Electrical implements used in services are an example. Shears, mirrors, styling tools, brushes and combs, rolling carts, drawers or storage containers with maybe with handles, products on the station, or any other piece of equipment used on a client, a chair or a headrest. Clean doors and wipe down the door windows every 30 minutes inside and out of the salon. Yikes. Provide hand sanitizer dispenser inside the front door for clients. I just cleaned pretty much some of the windows here at my house. Provide hand sanitizer dispenser inside the front door for clients. Where possible, utilize front and rear doorways to establish one-way traffic flow through the facility. Stagger delivery schedules. Consider replacing HVAC and hairdryer filters. Create signs, posters, advising of new policies. Do not stack towels at client stations. When possible, keep towels in airtight locations separate from the client stations. Customers. Encourage appointments to be made online or by phone. Discourage walk-ins. If able, utilize advance payment online, contactless payment, cards, and gift cards over cash. Customers should wait outside in the car prior to being called in for their appointment, or wait in line 6 feet apart in front of the shop. If lobby area is needed, add signage or tape markings to designate where customers can stand or sit. Reduce quantity of chairs in the lobby or increase space between chairs. Wipe down the lobby chairs every 30 minutes. Remove toys, games, TV remotes, promotional materials, beverages, and coffee machines, and remove sign-in sheets. This is page 2 of the dhhs.ne.gov/documents/COVID-19 recommended-best-practices for barbers. Page 2, at the bottom it says helping people live better lives, in quotation marks. Discourage customers from bringing in personal items, purses, jackets, etc. Encourage customers to wash their hair prior to the appointment. This practice will help decrease the use of blow dryers. guidelines for specific services. Nail service stations. Many of the best practices are set in the Nebraska Sanitation and Safety Regulations. Okay? That's the Nebraska Sanitation and Safety Regulations. Natural nail salons should regard regulations for nail technology as best practices. All items on a nail station should be new, never used, or cleaned and disinfected, then stored in a closed container. Remove all the parts of the pedicure bowl that can be removed. Clean all removed parts with soap and water. Rinse and clean water, then immerse it into properly diluted disinfectant for full recommended contact time. I know that on CNN they talked about the usefulness and primary usefulness of soap and water as it breaks up the virus really well. Scrub bowl with soap and water and replace removed parts to bowl. Rinse bowl with clean water. Fill bowl again with clean water and proper amount of disinfectant and let stand for the proper time, usually 10 minutes. If your bowl has jets, allow jets to run for a full 10 minutes with disinfectant. Back bar shampoo area. To shampoo around the customer's ears, request the customer to remove mask attachment areas and manually hold the mask for service. So it's asking them to do that part. Disinfect the shampoo bowl after each service. Clean and disinfect the hot towel dispenser. Towels should be stored in cabinets, airtight containers. Wipe down shampoo chairs with disinfecting wipes before and after service. Wipe down shampoo capes with disinfecting wipes after each use. Allow to air dry. Place used perm rods in covered containers to be sanitized daily. Once sanitized, place in a covered sanitized container. Disinfect back bar, shampoo products with disinfecting wipes after each use. Aesthetics or cosmetics, and that's the last part. Follow the hygiene standards listed above. Do not shake hands. Wash hands frequently and before each customer, etc. For cosmetics, use a spatula to dispense color onto a palette. Do not work directly from the tester. Do not use the back of your hand to mix color or test before applying, and use disposable brushes whenever possible. Me, myself, a lot of times when I go out, I wear gloves and a mask. I have my pet here, Adobe, and the family pet, and my grandmother and my mother as well. So we take a lot of these precautions as well. Thank you. Hope it helps.